Well, hello there, students. This is Dr. J. In this short video, I'm going to go through the process to review grading and feedback, kind of understand that process a little bit. I'm going to cover a little bit on how to do submissions. And I know some of you might be thinking to yourselves, Dr. J, I know how to review my grades. I do it every week. But stick around, watch this video, because I'm going to show you a couple of things that you've probably never seen before, and a couple little tips and insights that are just going to have to make sure that it all runs smoothly. So make sure and watch until the end. So when we go down here, there's a couple of different ways to do submissions in the course, and modules is a quick, easy way to go to any page you want to get to in the course. Assignments, you can see all those assignments directly, and if you're going to do a discussion post, quickest way maybe is to just hit the discussions button itself. Your instructor may have pinned the discussion to the top of the page. I'm going to go in and hit on module 6. And again, assuming that I've gone in and done this already and I've written my post. And the way that you want to write your discussion post as a general rule is inside of Microsoft Word. Just write your discussion post in here. Make sure to use your referencing. There's a reference tab here so you can add your references in very easily, and then you can save it just in case there's a problem or the internet goes down or something like that. You obviously have your post, you're ready to go. When you're ready to post it, just click on copy, come in here. We want to always start a new thread at the top here, and we're going to paste our discussion post in there and post reply. And then your post will come in down here. Always make sure that you post in a new reply box at the top when you're doing your main post. And then as you do your replies, you do it directly under the one that you want to reply to. This particular case, I'm just going to take some text here and paste it down below just so we have some things to look at in terms of the grading. So now that discussions are posted, let's go back to the assignments. And we're going to scroll down and we're going to submit assignment number 6. And assuming that we've completed our submission, I'm just going to submit that Microsoft Word document that I used for the demo. I'm going to come in here and choose a file. Now, whenever you start a new class, you should, if I'll go back here, I have a Unitech Learning folder in my documents, and then under that I would have a courses folder, and you might have some other things like your administrative documents and your financial aid documents and so forth, and a folder for each one of those. In this particular case, I'm going to be going into the demo student, but in that courses folder, I would then have a file folder for each one of the courses. This is really helpful because we do get a number of students that submit the wrong file because they misplaced it or they weren't well organized. So make sure and do this. Have a file folder for each one of your classes. And then as you complete your assignments, start to use a specific naming convention, that's the technical term there, for what you're going to name your files. So in this particular case, I have the course number here, Sci 100. It's from week 6, and it's the assignment. There is no need to put your name in here, but this is a great way for you to file and keep track of your stuff on your end. Remember, this is going to be in your particular folder on our end. Make sure that you can find it on your end, and I'll show you the back end of that in just a moment. So in this particular case, I'm going to open that. It's the week 6 assignment. When you do submit your assignments, paper, for example, always use Microsoft Word or save your file as a .docx file. That will ensure that the formatting is always the same. Google Docs works very well, but all students do have access to Microsoft Word or the Microsoft Office suite. We'll submit our assignment, and we get the little celebration icon. And so now I'm going to show you what this looks like from the instructor's perspective. This is the discussion page. When we are grading discussions, for example, we are going to see your individual posts. This is where your name would pop up. I'll refresh the page. And these are the discussions that we just posted a moment ago. So only your individual discussions, your replies, they'll all be on this one page. To come in here on this particular side, this will show us the rubric, and we can grade your assignment, your submission based upon that rubric criteria. We click in these boxes, it's changing the score to reflect what we're adjusting it to. We can also make some manual changes. Let's say, for example, I felt maybe 22 was too low, but 27 was too high. I will just come in here and maybe give a 25. Sometimes instructors will put comments in with this. We'll add that in there and we'll save it. Every instructor should have a general comment down below, and it'll say, great job. Okay, so on and so forth. Now, for myself, I will focus on identifying a few things that maybe the student might work on, maybe talk about a couple of things that they did well, but I'm going to put some general things in there, and then I'm also going to have that supported with what particular areas within the rubric. I'm going to submit this. Sometimes instructors may have a video that they've put in here to do some grading. I do that on some submissions. I don't know personally of any instructors that do audio, but they do that as well. Or sometimes they may have something they want to upload in terms of an attachment. They'll put all of that information here as well. So let me just take a look real quick at an assignment. I'm going to refresh this. There's a submission submitted, or a submission, and that happens sometimes when students submit something and they realize they submitted the wrong thing, or they forgot to add something to their submission, and so they wanted to revise it. And when you do that, assuming it's before the deadline, just always know that the latest submission that you sent is the one that we will see first. Now, Canvas will never, ever delete anything. Stuff only goes in. It never comes out, okay? That's their policy. So just know that it's not going to delete the other one or anything. It's there. And we generally won't even look at it unless for some reason we're not seeing what we need in the revised version. We might poke around a little bit, but generally won't even look at it. We'll just come in here and do our grading. The rubric is the same. So we would do the same thing down here in terms of the grading. And as we do this, it's going to tally the results. Papers are a little bit longer. And again, this is just a demo. So again, make sure your paper is submitted in APA format and so forth. But just to give you an idea on the grading, another way that instructors will sometimes grade written submissions is in terms of putting some notes directly on the page itself. You can also highlight some things in here. I don't use this a ton. You can see I'm having some problems. There we go. I do on some written submissions when I teach classes that are a little more writing intensive. Sometimes I will do that, and you will see that in some of those types of classes because obviously this is more direct, very specific feedback. Okay, so I believe we're going to add a note here. Okay, so that's where we would put our general feedback. Okay. Let's go back to the student side. When you log into your class from time to time, you're going to see the numbers down here. That just means that something has been graded that you haven't put your eyeballs on. And you always want to make sure that you're reviewing your grades and your feedback and those comments after each and every week or each and every submission, because you want to make sure that you're improving on your performance. Don't continue to make the same mistake over and over. If you're missing points, make sure and take a look at that feedback. Even if you do get a complete 100% on your submission, you should be looking at your feedback. You've all seen this grading page, but down here is where you would view your feedback, and you can also view the rubric. If you do have a class where they're going to put notes directly on the page itself, we will look at the feedback right here, and we could see those notes would be right inside there. So I hope this helped you to better understand how the grading process works from both sides, from the instructor side as well as from the student side. If you do have some questions, always make sure to reach out to your instructor. We'll be happy to answer your questions, but please take a look at those comments and the rubrics to better understand why you received the grade that you did before you reach out, because in most cases it will answer your questions. So this is Dr. J. Please shoot me an email if I could be of support. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.